Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey into the jaw-dropping, mind-bending world of upload intelligence, a concept that feels like it's been ripped straight from the pages of a science fiction novel, but is increasingly capturing the attention of scientists, philosophers, engineers, and futurists. Upload intelligence, sometimes referred to as mind uploading or whole brain emulation, is the audacious idea of transferring the entirety of a human mind, your thoughts, memories, emotions, personality, and even your sense of self, into a digital substrate, such as a computer, a cloud-based server, or perhaps a synthetic body. Imagine a future where you could live forever in a virtual paradise, amplify your cognitive abilities to superhuman levels, or seamlessly integrate with artificial intelligence to become something entirely new. This isn't just a cool thought experiment. It's a vision of humanity's potential that raises profound questions about consciousness, identity, ethics, and the very nature of existence. In this ultra-detailed, super-sized blog, we're going to dissect every facet of upload intelligence. What it is, how it might work, the cutting-edge science driving it, the philosophical conundrums it poses, the ethical quagmires it creates, the societal transformations it could unleash, and the cultural shifts it might inspire. So, grab a coffee, settle in, and let's dive into this sprawling exploration of a technology that could redefine what it means to be human. At its heart, upload intelligence is about creating a perfect digital replica of a human mind, capturing every nuance of what makes you, you. The process would involve scanning your brain with such extraordinary precision that every neuron, every synaptic connection, every chemical gradient, and every electrical impulse is meticulously recorded. This data would then be used to construct a computational model, a virtual brain, that could be run on a powerful computer, effectively recreating your consciousness in a digital environment. If successful, this digital you would retain your memories, your sense of humor, your dreams, and even your quirks, living on in a virtual world, a robotic body, or some other non-biological platform. Unlike backing up your phone's photos or files, this isn't about storing static data. It's about preserving the dynamic, living essence of your consciousness, allowing you to exist beyond the frailties of your biological body. Science fiction has long been obsessed with this idea. From William Gibson's Neuromancer, where minds meld with cyberspace, to the TV series Upload, where people live as digital avatars in a corporate afterlife. What's astonishing is that this concept, once confined to speculative storytelling, is now a serious topic of study in neuroscience, computer science, and philosophy, even if it remains a distant prospect. The sheer complexity of the human brain makes upload intelligence one of the most daunting challenges imaginable. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each forming thousands of connections with others through synapses, resulting in a network of trillions of connections. More intricate than the entire internet or the starry expanse of the Milky Way galaxy. To achieve upload intelligence, scientists would need to map this neural labyrinth at a resolution far beyond our current capabilities, capturing not just the static structure, but the dynamic interplay of electrical and chemical signals that drive thought, emotion, and consciousness. Today's brain imaging technologies, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, can track blood flow to reveal active brain regions, while electron microscopy can zoom in to visualize individual synapses. But these tools are like trying to reverse engineer a galaxy with a telescope. They offer fragments of the picture, not the whole masterpiece. Initiatives like the Human Connectomy Project are painstakingly charting the brain's wiring, creating detailed maps of neural pathways, but we're still light years away from a comprehensive molecule-by-molecule blueprint of a living, functioning brain. Let's walk through the theoretical process of upload intelligence in granular detail, as envisioned by researchers. The first step would be to create a brain scan of unprecedented fidelity, capturing every neuron, synapse, and molecular detail. One proposed method involves slicing a preserved brain into ultra-thin sections, think thousandths of a millimeter thick, and scanning each slice with advanced microscopy to reconstruct a three-dimensional model. This approach, known as connectomics, is already being tested on small brain samples, but scaling it to a full human brain would generate an astronomical amount of data, potentially hundreds of petabytes. equivalent to millions of high-capacity hard drives. Alternatively, future technologies might enable non-destructive scanning, perhaps using advanced nanotechnology or ultra-high-resolution imaging to map a living brain without harming it. Once the scan is complete, the next step is to translate this raw data into a computational model, essentially a software version of the brain that mimics its neural activity. This model would need to simulate billions of neurons and trillions of synapses in real time, accounting for the complex interplay of electrical impulses, neurotransmitters, and neuromodulators. Finally, this virtual brain would be booted up in a digital environment, a virtual reality, a cloud server, or a synthetic body, hoping it behaves like the original person, with their thoughts, memories, and sense of self intact. Each of these steps is a scientific and engineering behemoth, requiring breakthroughs in imaging, data storage, computational power, and software design. The scientific foundation of upload intelligence rests on a theory called computationalism, which posits that the mind is essentially the software of the brain, and consciousness arises from the specific patterns of neural activity. According to this view, if you can replicate those patterns in a computer, down to the finest details, you can recreate the mind much like running a video game on a different console as long as the code is identical. This idea draws support from advances in neuroscience, which have shown that specific brain regions and circuits underpin functions like memory, perception, and decision-making. For example, studies on neural networks in the hippocampus have revealed how memories are encoded, while research on the visual cortex has mapped how we process images. However, computationalism is not without its critics. Some neuroscientists argue that consciousness might depend on the brain's biological substrate, its wet, chemical, organic nature, rather than just its computational architecture. Others point to the hard problem of consciousness, a philosophical puzzle about why physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experiences like the vivid redness of a sunset or the pang of nostalgia. If consciousness requires something beyond computation, perhaps quantum effects, biochemical uniqueness, or an unknown spark, uploading might produce a sophisticated simulation but fail to capture the true essence of you. The current state of technology offers tantalizing hints of progress toward upload intelligence, but we're still in the early innings. Brain-computer interfaces, like those being developed by companies such as Neuralink and Kernel, are forging connections between brains and machines, enabling people with paralysis to control robotic limbs or type on computers, using only their thoughts. These devices rely on electrodes that record neural signals or stimulate brain activity, offering a glimpse of how we might one day interface with digital systems. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is advancing at a blistering pace, with neural network models growing increasingly adept at simulating complex systems. Researchers have even simulated the full neural network of the roundworm Caenorhabditis elegans, which has a modest 302 neurons, providing a proof of concept for brain emulation. But scaling this up to a human brain is a monumental leap, requiring computational power orders of magnitude beyond today's supercomputers. Projects like the European Union's Human Brain Project and the U.S. Brain Initiative are pouring resources into understanding neural systems, but even the most optimistic projections suggest that upload intelligence is decades, if not centuries away, assuming it's feasible at all. Philosophically, upload intelligence forces us to grapple with profound questions about identity and the nature of self. If you upload your mind, is the digital version truly you, or merely a copy? Picture this. You wake up in a virtual world, feeling like yourself, with all your memories and personality intact, but the original you is still alive in your biological body. Are there now two distinct versions of you, each claiming to be the real deal? Or did your consciousness somehow transfer, leaving the biological you as an empty shell? This scenario raises thorny issues about continuity of identity, the sense that you are the same person over time. Some philosophers argue that as long as the digital mind preserves your memories, personality, and subjective experience, it's you, regardless of the medium. Others contend that uploading creates a duplicate, not a continuation, meaning the original you effectively dies, leaving a digital imposter. These debates echo classic thought experiments, like the ship of Theseus, which asks whether an object remains the same if all its parts are replaced. There's no consensus, and the uncertainty is enough to make anyone's head spin. The ethical landscape of upload intelligence is a veritable minefield, bristling with dilemmas that demand careful navigation. One immediate concern is the scanning process itself. High-resolution brain mapping might require destructive techniques, such as slicing a preserved brain into microscopic sections, which would obviously be fatal. Would you be willing to sacrifice your physical life for a shot at digital immortality? Even if non-destructive methods emerge, access to upload intelligence raises serious questions of equity. If this technology becomes reality, it will likely be prohibitively expensive at first, accessible only to the ultra-wealthy. This could exacerbate inequality to an unprecedented degree, creating a world where billionaires live forever in virtual utopias, while the rest of humanity remains tethered to mortality. Security is another nightmare. Digital minds would be vulnerable to hacking, unauthorized copying, or deletion. Imagine a cybercriminal stealing consciousness, holding it for ransom, or worse, altering your personality against your will. Privacy concerns loom large too. Who controls the data of your uploaded mind? And how do we prevent it from being exploited by corporations or governments? Despite these challenges, the potential benefits of upload intelligence are nothing short of revolutionary. For individuals, uploading could offer a form of immortality, allowing your mind to persist long after your body fails. You could inhabit a virtual reality tailored to your wildest dreams, exploring alien worlds, reliving cherished memories, or designing your own paradise. Cognitive enhancements would be as simple as tweaking a few lines of code, boosting your memory, creativity, or problem-solving skills to superhuman levels. You might even merge with artificial intelligence, combining human intuition with machine precision to become a hybrid superintelligence. For society, uploaded minds could accelerate scientific discovery, enabling brilliant thinkers to collaborate in digital think tanks for centuries, solving problems like curing diseases or mitigating climate change. On a cosmic scale, upload intelligence could be humanity's ticket to surviving existential threats, such as asteroid impacts or supernovae, by allowing digital humans to colonize virtual realms or distant planets without the constraints of biological bodies. However, the societal risks of upload intelligence are just as profound as its promises. If large swaths of the population upload their minds, what happens to the physical world? Would we neglect our bodies, our ecosystems, and our planet in favor of digital escapism? Overpopulation could become a crisis, not just in physical space but in computational resources. If nobody dies, digital or otherwise, servers could become overcrowded, and the energy demands of running billions of virtual minds could strain global infrastructure. Then, there's the existential question of purpose. Many philosophers and psychologists argue that mortality gives life its urgency, driving us to create, love, and achieve within a finite time frame. In a world of digital eternity, where every experience is repeatable and every goal achievable, would life lose its meaning? Some fear that uploaded minds might succumb to ennui, trapped in an endless loop of virtual pleasures with nothing left to strive for. Culturally, upload intelligence would trigger a seismic shift in how we understand life, death, and identity. Religions would face unprecedented challenges. Would an uploaded mind have a soul? And if so, does it qualify for an afterlife? Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and other faiths would need to reinterpret ancient doctrines to account for digital existence, potentially sparking theological revolutions or schisms. Art, literature, and film would explode with new narratives, exploring themes of post-biological humanity, virtual love, and the ethics of immortality. Relationships would take on bizarre new dimensions. Could you fall in love with a digital mind, or maintain a marriage if one partner uploads while the other stays biological? These questions are already surfacing in speculative fiction and ethical debates, foreshadowing the cultural upheaval upload intelligence could unleash. Economically, upload intelligence would disrupt industries and labor markets in ways we can barely predict. If minds can be uploaded and enhanced, traditional education and skill acquisition might become obsolete. Why spend years learning when you can download expertise directly? The job market could bifurcate, with digital minds dominating high-skill, creative, or computational roles, while biological humans are relegated to manual or service-oriented tasks. The cost of maintaining digital minds, servers, energy, cybersecurity, could create new economic hierarchies, with digital landlords controlling the infrastructure of virtual existence. Meanwhile, the entertainment industry would boom as virtual realities become the ultimate escapism, offering experiences far beyond what physical life can provide. Legally, upload intelligence would demand a complete overhaul of existing frameworks. Would digital minds have the same rights as biological humans? Voting, property ownership, freedom of speech? If an uploaded mind commits a crime in a virtual world, who's accountable? And how do you punish a consciousness without a body? Intellectual property law would face new challenges, as digital minds could be copied or modified, raising questions about ownership and identity. International regulations would need to address the global implications of upload intelligence, from data sovereignty to the potential weaponization of digital minds in cyber warfare. These legal quandaries would require unprecedented cooperation among nations, ethicists, and technologists. So, where do we stand today with upload intelligence? The dream is still far from reality, but the building blocks are slowly coming into place. Neuroscience is unraveling the brain's secrets, with researchers mapping neural circuits and decoding how memories, emotions, and decisions emerge. Artificial intelligence is advancing at a breakneck pace, with machine learning models growing ever more capable of simulating complex systems. Computational power continues to double, roughly every 2 years following Moore's law, though we're still orders of magnitude away from the exascale computing needed for brain emulation. Initiatives like the Brain Initiative in the United States and the Human Brain Project in Europe are investing billions to understand the brain, while private companies like Neuralink are pushing the boundaries of brain-machine interfaces. Small-scale successes, like simulating the neural network of a fruit fly or a roundworm, offer proof of concept, but the leap to a human brain remains a colossal challenge. In wrapping up this epic exploration, upload intelligence stands as a testament to humanity's relentless drive to transcend its limits. It's a vision of a future where we conquer death, amplify our potential, and redefine existence itself. But it's also a mirror reflecting our deepest fears about losing our humanity, widening inequality, and tampering with forces we don't fully understand. The scientific hurdles are immense. The philosophical questions are dizzying, the ethical stakes are sky high, and the societal implications are profound. Whether upload intelligence leads to a utopian renaissance or a dystopian quagmire, the journey to get there will force us to confront the essence of what it means to be human. So, would you upload your mind if you had the chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this marathon of a blog, smash that like button and subscribe for more dives into the future. Until next time, keep pondering the big questions and dreaming of what's possible.